Welcome back to the ACB Wrestling Talk channel, your main source for wrestling news and wrestling discussions. I am, of course, your host, Alexis Carrillo, and let's get into some wrestling talk. This past Saturday night, history was made because All Elite Wrestling crowned their very first AEW World Heavyweight Champion at their event, All Out. And this is the fallout. Now, number one thing I want to be perfectly honest right here is the fact that I did not have an opportunity to watch All Out. So basically, this is just going to be me talking about the major results, not so much about what actually happened in the actual matches or in the ring, mostly about the results. So with that out of the way, let's go straight into it. And of course, Chris Jericho made history by becoming the first ever, the inaugural All Elite Wrestling Heavyweight Champion of the world. He defeated Adam Hangman Page in the main event of All Out and was crowned World Champion for the 7th time in his career, I believe. I think it's the 7th time he wins a world title. I may be wrong. But anyway, Y2J is indeed a legend. And like I said in my video last night, yesterday, with these previews and these predictions, you're going to get them right, you're going to get them wrong. Surprisingly, I got most of my predictions wrong on All Out, which, gives you some kind of point of reference, at least on my part, that it could be a little bit more unpredictable than WWE. So, with that said, what did I think about Chris Jericho over Hangman Page as the AEW World Champion? Overall, it might have been the best decision they could make. You have someone like a legend like Y2J as the first ever heavyweight champion in the company's history. It brings automatic prestige to the title. And even though I thought All Out would be the perfect platform, the perfect stage for Hangman Page to be crowned world champion and to be crowned a star, maybe AEW has more of an idea of waiting until they get a bigger audience so that they can establish Page as a much bigger star. Maybe that's what they're shooting for. If they are, good on them, as long as, in the next year, Hangman Page does get that world championship around his waist, because like I said, he is one of, if not the top rising star in today's wrestling world, never to have won the world title yet. With that said, moving on, Kenny Omega versus the Bastard, Pac. And of course I called that Kenny Omega had to win this match, that Kenny Omega had to remain strong because, he couldn't face Jon Moxley. Pac was a replacement, and eventually Moxley was going to return, and Kenny Omega was supposed to be a little bit stronger than he is right now as a character. That wasn't the case. What I did see in the results is that Pac not only defeated Kenny Omega, he not only defeated one of, if not the biggest star on the AEW roster, but he beat him by referee stoppage. That means the referee stopped the match, the official stopped the match, because Kenny Omega could not take any more of Pac's offense. And so Pac ended up the winner. Like I said, all of these stars are talented as hell. I would have gone a different direction completely, as I put in my preview almost 3-4 days ago on just this past Thursday. But, Pac is super talented. He's definitely got the character and the charisma to pull off being this ruthless bastard type of character. And, in terms of size, it's a little bit too much of a pushing the envelope with Pac being that ruthless and that dominant over someone. But we'll just have to wait and see what goes down, because October 2nd is less than a month away, and we're getting real close to AEW finally being on national television. Cody defeated Shawn Spears. Again, another one I got wrong. Another match I did not predict correctly, because I don't know why. I don't know why. Like I said in my preview, I thought, this was the perfect time to establish Kenny Omega as the top star of AEW. They thought otherwise. I thought this was the perfect stage to establish Hangman Page as a world champion, as a top star in the company. They went a different direction. I thought, this would have been a perfect way to establish Shawn Spears as this badass heel, taking out Cody. Of course, my logic behind it was the fact that Cody was going to be tagging with his brother, Dustin Rhodes, the Brotherhood. So, Shawn Spears needed that singles run, and that wasn't the case. But, hey, Cody, Shawn Spears, Pac, Page, Kenny Omega, they're all rising stars. They're all going to get their moment in the sun. This is just a win. This is just a loss for each of these men. They'll eventually bounce back of that, I have no doubt. And what I did see on Twitter was Arn Anderson's Double A Spine Buster. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He still got it. And finally, what I think was the biggest surprise, because I didn't think they would make their decision this early, was the fact that not only did, again, I got this match wrong. Of course, the Lucha Brothers went over the Young Bucks in a ladder match. Of course, like I said, I didn't watch the pay-per-view. I didn't watch the event. I wasn't lucky enough to be able to be watching that event. But I'm sure they put on one hell of a match. But the aftermath really got people talking, because the tag team formerly known as LAX, that's right, they're not going to be carrying the Latin American Exchange LAX team with them to AEW. That name and that brand belongs to Impact Wrestling. The tag team formerly known as LAX, Santana and Ortiz, made their memorable debut, and this just, if you need a fourth top tag team in this division, because you got it. Because I mean, you got the Brotherhood, you got the Young Bucks, you got the Lucha Brothers, and now you got this team of Santana and Ortiz, whatever they're going to be called. I'm looking at the 4 teams who are going to be in that semifinals of the tag team title tournament for AEW, so I can't be any more pumped for this upcoming fall to see what happens with AEW. As much as I'm a fan of all wrestling, and AEW is just pulling out all the shots now, like I put in other videos. I don't think they have enough momentum or star power or brand recognition or any of that to be competing with WWE. I don't think they have that yet, not as of this moment. Eventually in the future, 2, 3, 5 years from now, they might get there with the right booking decisions, with the right financial decisions, all the pieces landing in place. But right now, I think AEW is in a really good position to challenge NXT for ratings on the USA Network. Like I said, very curious as to what the result is going to be each and every Wednesday night, especially considering the fact that NXT will debut on USA Network about 2 weeks, 3 weeks before AEW. So again, it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of ratings NXT pulls without AEW to compete against it for the wrestling audience. And after October 2nd, it's going to be interesting to see how much NXT and AEW pull in terms of wrestling audience themselves. If they divide the wrestling audience already watching wrestling, or if they bring in more viewers. Hopefully they bring in more viewers, because more viewers means more fans into wrestling, and that can never go wrong for us wrestling fans and for the wrestling industry. But hey, that's the all-out fallout, and I think I really did miss one hell of a show. And they've got October 2nd, their debut on TNT, and I believe November 9th they got Full Gear, another pay-per-view. It's going to be really hard to not want to stay home and pay to watch that event. So, yeah, AEW is gearing up. They are pumping up. They've got momentum. They're on fire right now, and we're just, like I said, less than a month away from their debut on TNT, and I personally can't wait, and I have a feeling most of you wrestling fans out there can't wait either. So what do you think? What did you think about the All Out event? What did you think about the matches? Was it one of the top events in wrestling of the year, of the past 5, of the past 10 years? Leave your thoughts and comments on the comment section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. That's it for me. Till next time.